Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the penthouse with Ryan Bird, mate. Head of PRP and Vex, or what are we calling it now? Just PRP, or are you guys still two separate things, or what's happening?
Still two separate things. Vex is obviously our fightwear, which is it's starting to take off, getting a lot of good traction with that. The PRP is probably going to be more of the promotion and the sponsorship side of things of the fighters, so it's a content machine, if you will. And then there will be the odd collab. We've obviously got fighters signed to both. So it's good. We're still figuring things out in the way, but it's been very exciting to finally get some product out there, get it to the fighters, get the fighters wearing it, start to sell it, get some momentum. Yeah,
and full disclosure, this is like me talking to my bank, which is great. But you have been a good sponsor, good partner for me for a little while now. But the reason why I think it's important is you burst onto the scene, and what kind of gives us this like full circle moment is that PRP essentially started because of a chat you had with Colby Thicknesse. Can you quickly reset that?
That's right, yeah. It'd be almost, I said to Colby last week, more or less 2 years to the date when he fights. I think it'll be like Tuesday, it's a 2-year anniversary. So, yeah, we're at Alex's after party there in Perth. Had a chat with Colby, just got along with him. He was super down to earth. He then fought Michael Barber. I think it was the week after.
So he would have been like 3-0, 4-0.
2-0 going into to fight Michael, and then just dropped a comment, hey mate, great fight, keen to sponsor you. Got a DM the next morning, jumped on a phone call, and we did it through my company Rapid at the time. And yeah, the rest is history now. We're about to watch him make his UFC debut, so it's awesome to be here and experience with him this week and see it all come to fruition for him.
So how did you go from, because Rapper was building approvals, how did you go from that to going, well, I want to go full in, and then kind of what did you plan for PRP?
Yeah, well look, Rapid is my company that I have back in Queensland. That was fine. I had a chat to the Paddy of Sears McCann. He's obviously part of PRP too, and just wanted to have a cooler brand to put on the fighter shirts and the back, and we explored the streetwear side of things a little bit, but
because that's how it started, eh?
Well, yeah, it was just like, let's get some money in, and then again, it wasn't like we were ever trying to do this to retire. Like we're pretty set up. It was more of a hobby thing, and it was fun. Like we had good intentions to do it well, but it became pretty prominent that look, we need fightwear on our assets, our fighters, so they can wear the streetwear and it's fine. But if you look at all those fighters' social medias, they're in the gym. So we need our brand there. And then we had the conversation, what are we in, February?
Yeah.
So it's almost a year ago actually. Everything's like the perfect 12 months. We went over for the WWE, Paddy and I, we met Ryan and Lewis from Vex. Oh. Had a chat there at the casino, and then
did you just run into them, or did you?
No, we teed it up. So with Seb sponsoring Seb, he was sponsored by Vex, and we sort of come in with this. Wouldn't say better, but we were throwing some dollars at Seb as well. So Seb's like, oh shit, I might go with PRP, but I'm wearing Vex. So I rang Lewis.
So it was a bit of like almost like accidentally competing.
Well, we weren't quite a fightwear brand at that stage. Jumped on with Lewis, and he's a lot like myself. We had a good yarn, and then we just got ideas. Let's maybe collab, and we done that. And then the conversations kept rolling, and I want to buy into your company. Let's take this. We said to the guys, what do you need? And credit to Ryan and Lewis. They done a really good job over the last 4 or 5 years, in terms of being a niche fightwear company of a close-knit family. We now want to break out of that shell and become a big player. But again, we're going to do it organically. We're doing it for the love of the sport, and I just think with the success at the moment with a lot of our fighters that we've got on the team, I think the last 6 months, you'd know for yourself, you're seeing Vex everywhere, so it's all starting to come together. Obviously, Quillen, one of the OG Vex boys, is fighting as well. Then we've got Colby as a Vex PRP athlete, so could have had Cody, obviously, without the injury. Jake Matthews, Vex. So it's good to get these guys at this level. That was obviously the intention, and we're going to start to see the the benefits of that, I dare say, over the next year or so.
Well, I mean, I guess everyone sort of wonders, everyone wants to sort of have their own a gym gear or streetwear company or anything. It's like, you've also run, you know, a successful business on the outside that has obviously helped you be able to make this jump. But what's the, and they say there's no money in MMA, but like, what's the, like, financially, like, is it worthwhile? Is it working right now, or are you still kind of just digging a hole and hopefully?
No, look. We're not taking away from it. We don't need to. Again, this is at some stage, obviously, to invest money, we want a return. But we had a really good start in January. We launched a website, so that was good to see. And we haven't really invested a whole lot yet in marketing. We're still building our content library, so we can start doing all our social posts. At the moment, you know, we've obviously got Cody and Moses that we done like an initial shoot. We've just shot George and Marwan Tuesday. The plan was after Seb's fight to, well, still is, go down to the freestyle, get our freestyle team there, build that content up. Because I guess if you think about strategically, there's going to be a lot of eyes on Colby and Quillen after. So as fans go to their profiles and have a look and they're seeing the fight wear, so what are these boys wearing? Oh, they're wearing Vex. Okay, sweet. Just click on the website. So I think naturally, I don't have to explain that makes sense. But that happens from a marketing sort of.
So it'll eventually, the goal is brand awareness to essentially bring back to sell Vex PRP gear.
Exactly, and the whole thing is worn by the best in Australia. And I think at the moment, honestly, we have some absolute killers on the team. Oh. A lot of champions.
And in the net, you've got the next, you know, 5 to 10 years sort of set up, because probably even longer.
And also too, I think, I mean, all for fighters fighting overseas in the UFC, but we really want to dominate in Australia. So now we're actually at the process, we're back to the drawing board. Who's the next Colby? Who's the next Harry? Who's the next Quillen? So this is also...
Who is?
We'll have to find out. Yeah.
Do you have a lucky doing like little scouting reports? Or
well, so obviously you would have seen with Robin with Proving Ground. We're gonna shift the focus into the amateurs. Build a brand around that. I think you get a lot of engagement. A lot of people when they make their debut, friends and families, they're always going to those sort of fights. I think once you make it, you know, you still get your friends that will come, but for any fight or any sport, I guess, when an amateur's making their debut, it's a family-orientated event. They're getting heaps of people. So we're going to have a look at doing that. We've done a 12-month partnership with Robin. We're going to provide the gloves for her. She's amazing. I've spoken to her a couple of times. For what she's done at her age, and I guess what I'm trying to say is it's cool to have like-minded people at a young age. It's like honestly the next wave of Australian MMA, and it's really cool. So all on this journey together. You've obviously got, you know, Robin's dad, Camp, it's been doing a long time at Eternal. You've got Hex, and that's all awesome. But this is like, to me, it feels like this is the new wave coming in with the new wave of fighters getting to the UFC as well. So it's exciting times.
Yeah, you've talked about too. I mean, we've talked off camera about being almost like an acquisition brand at times with PRP. But do you still want to, like, do you want to own a promotion? Do you want to have your own promotion? What's the sort of deal there?
Look, to be honest, there's an interest for sure. I think possibly I'm finding out more about myself. Maybe one day I'd like to maybe manage a fighter. I just think if it comes from a good place that you genuinely care about your fighters, that you'll be good at it. There's people that do it for money, and of course we can't just work for free. But in a sense, I sort of look after the guys in that aspect a little bit, and I've just enjoyed being around. You know, we've done Canggu now, we've been to Melbourne, we've done Perth, we're here in Sydney. Being around the guys, just being able to support them when they need something, it's awesome. So if I'm looking at myself in 5 years, potentially I might have a couple of guys that I look after, but I wouldn't offer myself or as a service to those guys until I knew what I was doing. So I guess just where it starts, right? Being around it, understanding how it all works. That's probably where I'm going to head at some point.
Have you ever overstepped at all?
No, I always say to the guys, like when we do our content, etc., I just say, look, we will be there as much as you need. So I'm here when you need me. If you need me, you call me. If you don't need me, I go back and do my thing. So, and it's good. I mean, you know, Colby's. I've been around him since we got here. Tuesday, we went and done the Welcome to Country. So really generous of him too to involve me in that. It's cool to see the behind the scenes, but we always make it known. We will push this as far as you need us, and when it's time to back off, we will.
I mean, and especially in MMA, a lot of guys are really good at finding the money wells, right? It's very public and very obvious that you guys are splashing a bit of cash every now and then. Do you get sort of the wrong types of people try and come on board?
We've had, I don't take this in a negative way. We've had people come to us looking for a sponsorship, a cash injection, if you will. But that's just managers doing their job, right? I mean, a lot of managers will approach companies for sponsorships. So when they've got wind that there's a company, like you've said, maybe perceived as throwing cash everywhere, they go, okay, well, let's give it a crack. We'd like to really find our athletes on our own. I think that's, I'm not saying it's more genuine, but it's something for us that, hey, we got this guy when he was at this level. Not to say that, you know, Conor McGregor's manager came to us and wanted us to pay him $1 million. We'd probably sell a home and try and do it, because the return on that, you'd get it. But
he might need you soon, so.
Yeah. Well, I see Bare Knuckles come to Australia, so it could be maybe we'll sponsor that. Yeah,
so
that's,
a bit of that.
He might rock up on all sorts of gear, and who knows, but he might fight. It could be cool. Conor's first bare knuckle fight.
Fuck, that wouldn't be alright. That's crazy, eh? Bare knuckle being here.
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah, I feel like they've got to do like a whole weekend, just like a UFC Friday, bare knuckle Saturday, maybe get some WrestleMania every year or something, just do like all the whole TKO group.
Well, it's fucking wild because, I mean, completely off topic, but like Perth has spent like, I think it's like close to like $50 million on external, like paying the WWE to come, paying Coldplay to come, paying the UFC to come type thing. It's ridiculous. And even Queensland, I think they tried to get AEW, which is like WWE.
Funny enough, I'm going there with Colby's brother next weekend. It was at Suncorp. I think a lot of the talk is that it flopped, but from what I've read, AEW wanted to actually do the smaller venue, and the Queensland government pushed for it to be at Suncorp, and then the ticket sales weren't.
Yeah.
But look, I think it's great that Australia gets any of that sort of stuff. And obviously the UFC have been here a handful of times now in the last 2 years, and that partnership's growing with Sydney and WA, so it's good.
What are you learning the most in this sort of 2-year journey of being a, I mean, have we figured out what you are yet? Like a friend?
Look, to be honest, everyone we have, it's a genuine friendship.
It really is. That's what's wild.
It's good, yeah. I think when push comes to shove, if I did go down that management route, I'd be able to switch that hat and give some cold hard advice in terms of what I think might be best for a certain fighter's career. But like I said, mate, we've been in Bali with the boys, caught up with George. Christmas, just before Christmas last year. So I like to catch up with the guys on a personal level too. I think that makes things a lot more genuine as well. And we're sponsored, but we're good mates too.
What's the plan in the next 12 months?
We've got some exciting things with Vex. So we just dropped a limited range. We've got another range coming through. I think we want to keep our foot on the gas and keep that momentum going. Super excited to work with Robin on this proving ground, so I can't wait to get the Gold Coast to that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Like I said, she's just she's a different breed, which is really cool to work with. Keep working with yourself, mate. Got to keep your channel growing. I love seeing your emails and the growth you've had over the last.
You're the only one that sent I'm like Netflix, right? I don't let anyone see the numbers. You're the only guy I let see the numbers, and they're fucking ridiculous.
It's awesome, mate. That's credit to yourself, obviously. Having a podcast and the caliber of people you get.
Yeah, but it's also like it's that same sort of thing. Like, you know, not going back around, but like it's a credit to you to getting me there or getting the cash that takes care. It all goes back into the business.
Team effort,
but like,
right? Yeah.
And then it's the same sort of thing. Like as you would get this as well. Nothing without Colby. We just did a really, really good interview with Colby. If I don't get that interview with Colby, my page doesn't mean shit.
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
yeah.
So, and that's the thing. Like someone asked me the other day about like, are you covering the UFC or Eternal? I fucking mean it, like to my core. If UFC 312 was on and Eternal's on, I'm going to Eternal.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
do not forget where you fucking came from. Eternal, UFC doesn't need me.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about, like Eternal, not they need me either, but like those athletes are the ones that I actually really care about because it pushes them. Where it's like, otherwise, as you said, and this is why you don't want, I'm going to assume why you don't want the guys that are already in the UFC, you just kind of feel like you're jumping on the bandwagon. You're not really helping them type thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that makes all of this like special.
I think the fighters see that too. If you're teaming up with them on their first or second pro fight, even at amateur level, they know that you truly believe in them. It's very easy to, who's fighting in the UFC? Okay, here's whoever it is. Let's approach him because you've not that you've taken a shortcut, and a lot of businesses do it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think to try and have a genuine agreement with the fighters, it is good to get on at that early stage.
But it is, it's investing. Like if you jump on BHP now in the stock market, it's fucking expensive. You'll do great, but it's like, it's expensive. And it's the same sort of thing. Like I look at this earlier, like there's even the youngest of young guys, like my amateur fighter of the year was like Cage Fisher, right? Yep. No one knows really who he is, right? But if you jump on him early, you have a look at him, maybe you go, okay, I'll go all in. All of a sudden, he makes the UFC. You kind of feel good too, because you're like you feel like you're like, yeah, I'm the man. I picked him. Right?
Yeah, 100%. This is the emotions we have of Colby this weekend.
It must feel like
it's all, and we've only been on this journey for 2 years.
And you won't even if I give you credit, it's not like you were ingrained in the scene. Like it's not like you knew his entire career back to front. It's like you read the guy and you read the person.
Yeah, absolutely. No, full disclosure, I didn't really didn't know too much about him at all, and I just got a sense on who was this guy, and purely because how he communicated and conducted himself. And then we watched the fight. The autism. Well, we need to post that Colby clip first. Bit of backstory.
Yeah, I definitely will.
And obviously watched the fight with Michael, and he got the win, and you could see there was something there, and that's just how I feel. Can you imagine, Joe and all those boys and the girls out freestyle that have been on that journey for a long time? So there's a lot of emotion around this weekend. Yeah,
it is. It's crazy. Have you had any issues or like run-ins with MMA? We always see each other at events and all that sort of stuff. So you got say Ash, who helps manage Volk, but he also runs Engage. Engage very similar to Vex. Mate,
I met him yesterday. It was cool. Yeah. So we were just doing the warm-up mats at the Hilton, and Frank Hickman was trying to start an intercompany war as talking shit, and he said, Ash, here's the PRP boys, and it was genuine, mate. He just said, hey, you're Ryan from PRP? I said, yeah, and he said, congratulations, having a crack and supporting the boys, and he come down and had a bit of a chat. And that was cool because I said this to you when we first spoke, competition's good, doesn't mean you have to hate each other. I think the more companies that are trying to bring the Australian MMA up, at the end of the day, the fighters benefit. So as long as you can see that and I can see that and we can do our thing together. Look, Nike and Adidas exist. I don't think the CEOs of those companies are in a cage trying to fight each other. So
but one's better,
What's Ronaldo or Messi? It's
That's true.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good point.
You got the two goats that are who is better.
No, I really do like Ash. He cops a lot of shit because he's that's what you got to do when you're at that level. You know what I mean? You're not always going to make everyone happy type thing. But he's actually weirdly supported, with Renee, who he works with as well. But Ash has done a lot for me that a lot of people wouldn't realise. He gave me my first pack to give away when I had 100 followers. You know what I mean? That was worth $600, and it's I'll never forget that. Engaged to this day, mainly because Vex hasn't sent me any streetwear to wear yet. But I'll still to this day wear Engaged stuff because it's I appreciate that sort of stuff.
I think it's almost like a mirror what we're doing, and it's cool. And it obviously came naturally to Ash in terms of how can I grow a company, what I need to do, and he obviously understood that you got to treat the people at the bottom with respect, and that's where you invest, because as they grow, we grow. And look at Izzy and Volk. He's a couple of his first athletes there and part of the company, and I dare say it makes sense that Engage's success has grown off the back of their success.
I think that's what I want to ask you as well, is a lot of these, MA1, who actually made my T-shirt, Simon Carson, and everyone at Absolute does an amazing job as well, but Craig Jones helped push MA1, right? He owns a bit of it, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Volk does, but I know for a fact Izzy owns a bit of engage with Ash.
Yep.
Will you ever get to that stage where you think of like including fighters?
100%, yeah. So a couple of our guys actually have ownership in PRP.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and that's part of it. We want them to make
they invest in
of the company.
yeah.
Yeah. So I think at the moment we're still figuring out the relationship with PRP and Vex, but it absolutely makes sense. You want a fighter to feel part of the brand as well. You can have ambassadors, formal ambassadors and stuff, but yeah, you do want to bring them in because it just gives them that little bit extra motivation to see that company succeed.
So to sort of kind of round it out in a sense of Vex and the PRP and PRP. So PRP owns a bit of Vex now. You're part of Vex. Like, what is the sort of situation?
Yeah. So we own a third of the company, or just under a third, and it's been good. Ryan and Lewis are awesome to deal with. The only pain in the ass is a 2-hour time zone. So. And then we've got some people we deal with in Victoria, so we've got 3 time zones trying to work. So I've had meetings where I've said 5 and they've thought it's 5 o'clock their time and I'm jumping on at 7. And so the logistics of it is challenging, but it's fun, it's good. You know, we have our chats and sometimes we have chats that they're not heated, but we have to discuss things that's right for the company. And then after that, we're all good mates as well. So I think there's true success in any company that people can do that, you know. It's good.
Are there ever situations where you'll go, Vex, you just do it, PRP will be out on it?
Not so much, no. No, we again, we're still developing what that looks like, but no, we're all in on Vex. The fight, that's where we're going to get the money back in. So again, the PRP looks like it's going to be a lot of the promotion side of things and our content machine for our fighters, and then the Vex will be the fight wear as it should be.
And who's your dream get? Like, who do you really want to be wearing PRP and Vex?
Honestly, mate, it goes back to the intent of jumping in that lower level. We just want the next superstar. You know, I could go rattle off the top names, but again, it's the bandwagon thing, right? So honestly, we just go on a Hex in a couple of weeks. We've got Eternal Saturday night, looking at who is next, and it's good. It's fun. It keeps us interested and engaged in the in the local scene, and yeah, we definitely need. Now we've got a few guys stepping up onto the UFC platform. We definitely need a few guys headlining those Australian shows. So just next year we're gonna be looking out for the next Colby, the next Quillen.
Well, mate, you're doing a tremendous job, and the sport couldn't be where it is without you. And I mean, that's a big of an impact you've had already with the money that you've even put in just in general to help these guys focus on their training, myself. So you've already done wonders, and yeah, very much appreciate it, and look forward to the next
Thanks, mate.
next year.
Cheers. Thank you.
Now, can you reimburse me for my Uber?